Hello, dear friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is news time again from this very good channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you're good. I pray that God will be with you in your endeavors. Today, we have another update for you. And I want you to, after listening to it, you drop your opinion and suggestions you have so that Biafra will be free. And that's just it. Okay, let's go there.
Today, my people, I want to speak to this man they call Abaribe. Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe. A man who is a seasoned politician in that zoo called Nigeria. A man who claims he's proudly from Abia and the rest of them. A man who wrote a book and they called it Made in Aba. So he believes his upbringing, his psychology, his perspective to life is grounded in Aba, the city where they make shoes and the rest of them. Their handcraft is good. Umuaka, children with handwork. Today, I want to speak to Abaribe. You see, it is okay to know what you know. It is okay to know the truth and you are speaking about it. But the question is, what are you going to do about it when all what you are saying are going into deaf ears? That is the problem. The implementation of the truth is where you guys lack. All you guys want to do is talk the good talk. Today you will hear Abaribe complaining and lamenting. How come the zoo criminal federal zoo government, Islamic government, how come that those terrorists that can blow down an aircraft, they are happy to discuss with them. They are happy to sit down on a round table and dialogue with them. They are happy to eat suya and onions with them. They are happy to give them funding. They are happy to say, oh, they are now repented. They are born again. Suddenly, over time, 2,000 people within 2 weeks, they are born again. They are happy to dress them up, ashwabi, as the Yorubas will do. They dress them up and say they are born again. They are happy to integrate them into their army, their police, their navy, their customs. They are happy, they are happy, they are happy. Those who are doing kidnapping, those who in the process they kidnap you, they kill you. They are making billions in that industry of kidnapping. They say no. They are happy to call them their freedom fighters. Today you will hear Abaribe complain that how come the zoo government wants to discuss with them, want to dialogue with them, want to rub mind with them, want to understand their perspective, want to show them empathy, sympathy, want to go over the board, to do more than the unthinkable. They call it going the extra mile, Oyibo, for these people. But on the other hand, the one they love to hate, the Biafran, the Eastern region, IPOB, a people, 80 million people, they are happy to tag us. Terrorists. They say they will not discuss with us. They say they will not dialogue with us. They say anyone they see, kill us when they can, and nothing will happen. Today, Abaribe is speaking about this. And today, for the first time for a long time, I will go in depth in what he said. Few words, but I will go in depth. I will go break them down to the molecules. For him to understand that talking about it doesn't solve the problem. The main question is, what the hell in the name of God are you going to do about it? As they say, elders for wisdom, youth for war. Elders for wisdom, youth for war. I believe Abaribe is now in his 80s or 70s. So I see him as an elder, not an older man. I want to believe he's an elder. But the saying is elder for wisdom and youths for war. They are the ones to impact the wisdom on the youths. So that the youths can now go all out. Wage war to protect the nation, the community, the village where they are from. Today, I will put this man to task. So if you are ready, follow me in this in-depth analysis. I've not done it for a long time, but today I intend to go in-depth Every word he says, I will break it down line for line, word for word. If you're ready, let's go there. Listen to this. Listen.
You're very willing to go and talk to Fulanis who are invading Nigeria and causing mayhem here. You're very willing to talk to the people you call bandits. Of course, I've always told you here that I don't believe that they are bandits. They're terrorists. I repeat, how can you leave people who have been able to shoot down a military aircraft and you don't call them terrorists? And you now say, oh, these ones who are running around here are terrorists and you will never talk to them. Yet, you are talking to those who shot down an aircraft. And so that is where the problem is. You're very willing to go and talk to Fulanis who are invading Nigeria and causing mayhem here. You're very willing to talk to the people you call bandits. Of course, I've always told you here that I don't believe that they are bandits. They're terrorists. I repeat, how can you leave people who have been able to shoot down a military aircraft and you don't call them terrorists? And you now say, oh, these ones who are running around here are terrorists and you will never talk to them. Yet, you are talking to those who shot down an aircraft. And so that is where the problem is. You're very willing to...
Hold it there, my people. Hold on there. This video was gotten from the page, the ex-page of Barrister Lloyd Jimako. As you all know, he's one of the legal team member of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency. So he was trying to make a point. Say, look at, Abaribe is even calling out the obvious and the rest of them. But you see, it's okay for someone to speak the way this man is speaking now. He's just talking the good talk. Technically, he's playing to the gallery because he's saying what we already know. What he's saying is not a breaking news. He's saying what we already know. In fact, when our leader Nnamdi Kanu broke this down, all the so-called 5 governors from the southeast, they came out and they prescribed IPOB during that time. And through their prescription, knowingly or unknowingly, they gave the federal government of that zoo called Nigeria the leeway, the alley-hook, to go around and tag us as terrorists. Today, 80 million Biafrans living in local, in the bite of Biafra and in diaspora, we are seen as terrorists. The media in Nigeria, they love it. They are happy because of tribalism and nepotism. The Yoruba media, they are cool with it. In fact, till this day, whenever they speak about Nnamdi Kanu during the court case, they will say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. They are quick to say those nonsense. They forget that IPOB represents a people. It's the name of a nation. More than 80 million people from a region are known as IPOB. But the Yoruba media, they are happy to be in bed with the caliphate, to proscribe a people as terrorists. But we thank God, as God will have it today. Those that they call their friends, those they say they went to sign MOU with, MOU. Those are the same people coming to their land to invade their land, to steal their resources, to create IDP camps in their lands. Those we're fighting against today, they are the ones now doing what they are doing in Yoruba land, the Middle Belt, in Jos, Plateau, even in southern side of the north, the Christian areas of the north. Look at what is happening everywhere. If only they paid attention when our leader Nnamdi Kanu was crying from the mountaintop, when he was shouting, yelling that these people, they are coming, they are Fulani headsmen, they are killers, terrorists, pretending to be headsmen, pretending to come with your, with their cows and AK-47 to your land, to eat the grass of your land, as if the land or your grass is sweeter than the grass in the north. Very, very strange one. They say, no, blame it on climate change. Those headsmen must move with their cow. In fact, they said, in the annals of history, there is a pathway, a route, a cattle grazing route that must be reopened in the 21st century. Think about that. A cattle grazing route that must be reopened in the 21st century. If you go up there in North Africa, a place like Egypt and the rest of the places like that, if you go back to the annals of history, there must be a camel grazing route. A route used by camels. Does that mean they will say, okay, it is time to break down those cities and allow camels to come around and use those areas? But in Nigeria in the 21st century, they are still discussing this thing. This is part of the agenda. This is something that they are scared to speak about. They are scared to call the bluff of the caliphate because they are scared. Instead, they turned around and they assumed if they can put the blames on the Igbos, all they need to do is put the blames on the Biafrans, then suddenly Nigeria will be great again. Nigeria will be wonderful. The same way they did in 1966 to the Yorubas and the other tribes in that zoo called Nigeria. This time, you will not be able to play your way out. This time, you must call a spade a spade. This time, you must look at the bull in the eyes and grab that bull by the horn. This time is not the time to dilly-dally. This time is not the time to play those games, the blame games. Where you see the bully, you leave the bully alone in the class. You turn around the victim in the class that the bully is bullying. A boy who tried to fight the bully because you guys are supporting the bully. The bully is beating this boy, black and blue. You know who is the culprit, but you turn around and you blame that boy. Just because you want to enjoy your freedom in the classroom with the bully. In this new phase, in this phase of Islamification, most of you in that zoo, you only know about Islamization and you are scared. That's the end goal. The end goal is to Islamize you. They will do it. They will do it. The intention is to do it. They will do it. But the process is what we, the Biafrans, we are blocking on our own part. So please, my people, excuse our own politicians. These men who are scared, that even when they see the caliphate, they are happy to bow down because they are scared. They know the truth. As you can see from the saying of this man Abaribe, he knows the truth, but they are scared to act on the truth. They want to speak about it in a position of compromise. It's like he's begging and saying the truth. He's begging. He's trying to stay humble, speaking the truth. But Nigeria is so evil that speaking the truth does not hold sway. Because if speaking the truth was the main issue in Nigeria by now, perhaps when they went to discuss in Aburi, that would have solved the whole problem. But the truth is not the problem. Because the caliphate, they know the truth. Even the Hausas that did politics and gave the Fulani the chance to come into that zoo called Nigeria, and today the Hausas, they have been decimated in their own land. I really have no sympathy for them, because when you go deeper, they are responsible for this problem happening. In the name of politics, in the name of having the numbers, they open their borders for strangers, interlopers, intruders, for wanderers, people that don't have state. A stateless people, they opened the border in the north to allow the caliphate to come in. And when the caliphate came in, they came also with, their entourage. And today, those that opened their borders for the Fulani cabal, today they have been turned into servitudes in their own land. Lord have mercy. It's very, very deep. So my only anger in what this man has said here, in this Mr. Abaribe, the problem I have with him is Talking the good talk does not solve the problem. You are just singing to the choir. We the Biafrans, we already know these things you are saying. So what are you going to do about it? That's the question. Don't come and tell us the problem. What are you going to do about it? I guess the answer is nothing. But unfortunately, we the youths, we the new breed, we the ones destined to be at the front line when it comes to war. We the ones that will be there to protect the land of Biafra. We the ones that will be at the borderland, the forefront, at the front walls, the tall walls of Biafra, at the fort, to protect the land of Biafra. When we step out to do the right thing, to protect the land, men like you will turn around and you will blame us. Men like you will turn around and blackmail us. Men like you will come around and scold us. Today you are attacking the only man or the two men who God has given this mantle of leadership. Men like Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, he was doing a great job. You saw how they went to Kenya to kidnap him. You saw it, but you pretended not to know what was going on. Throughout his whole gospel, you saw the way he was anointing Simon Ekpa, and he told us to follow Simon Ekpa because Simon was coming with a new dimension. You were there. Don't tell me you didn't know what was going on. Don't be a coward. Be a man and man up. But you of all people, you came out in the public to blackmail your own son. Somebody young enough to be your son in the name of Simon Ekpa. You came out and called him a content creator. You went around with those politicians and you tagged Simon Ekpa a killer of his people. Abaribe, if not for God, I would have said that our prime minister or deputy prime minister should fall back, ask all our men to shield their swords and guns, and watch the caliphate and their cabal, their headsmen, the terrorists, come into the land of Biafra and show people like you, Pepe. So you will understand what is before you and the thing that we, the Biafrans, the youths, are protecting or fighting against. Because men like you are the problem. You are here discussing. You know the problem. You know those coming to kill us are terrorists, but they call them headsmen and farmers and clashes and all those nonsense. You know these things. But those who have stepped up as men, the youths who are prepared to be warriors, the youths who are here to front line and fight this battle, to live or die for Biafra, you are here insulting us, attacking us, calling us murderers. People like you went to parley with Bianca Ojukwu, to go all the way to Finland to blackmail your own son, Simon Ekpa. You were so happy when they called him a content creator, a lie from the bottom of hell. You were so happy. You felt good about it. But today you are here now crying about the so-called headsmen, that they are terrorists. They bring down the aircraft. How come they are discussing with them? So I ask you, what the hell in the name of God will you do about it? That's the $1 million question all these politicians cannot answer. You know the problem, but what will you do about it? The answer is nothing. Do you know why? Because they are happy with the revenue they're making every month, the allowance they're getting from the Senate, from the government and the rest of them, the crumbs on the table. They are happy while the Fulani Cabal, they are the one that are controlling our oil, our resources in the land of Biafra. A foreigner from the north coming to the eastern region to control our resources. 100% control. People like you don't say anything about it. Because technically you've been in politics for about 40 years now, and God has blessed you and rewarded your pocket tremendously. Nigeria has blessed you, not even God. What they call the national cake. You are now a billionaire. Your children are living in the Western world. So somehow you feel like, okay, Nigeria, there is problem, but we can manage it. We can discuss around it. We can find a way to solve the problem. That's where men like you make that mistake. Because Nigeria is going down. Whether you like it or not, Nigeria will be Islamized. Being funded by Saudi Arabia to be Islamized. Even in Yemen, the same thing happened. It was funded by Saudi Arabia. Even though in Saudi Arabia today, just last week, I made a broadcast where they were able to host the Grand Prix, what they call the Formula One. They are embracing innovation, but behind closed doors. In the public, they embrace innovation. But behind closed doors, they are funding the Islamization of so many countries. At this point, my people, let me break down what this man said. And perhaps I'll put some senses in his head. If you're ready, let's get back there because of time. Listen.
You're very willing to go and talk in Fulanis who are invading Nigeria and causing mayhem here.
Hold it down. He said that the Nigerian Jew government, they are very willing to go and discuss with the Fulanis who are causing mayhem and invading Nigeria. They are very willing. Is he saying the truth? The answer is yes. Because two things happened. You saw what happened in Jos. People being killed as we speak. Your so-called president was out of the country, parlaying and chilling in France. But when it happened in Uromi, when some so-called hunters, they call them hunters, so suddenly they have their ID. They knew who they were within 24 hours. They call them hunters. Coming from River State, Port Harcourt to Uromi, from Uromi to Kano. They were hunters. Last time I checked, how many Fulani man have you seen sell bushmeat in the market? No, what they are known for are the cows. But they call them hunters with ammunitions, weapons. Weapons, concealed weapons. Concealed weapons in the Dangote truck. Always Dangote truck, always concealed weapons. And when they were deleted from this world, what did the Nigerian government do? What did Tinubu do ASAP? He was apologetic. What did the governor of that state do? He ran straight to the north to kneel down, to bow down and beg and pay any penalty. Oh my God, have mercy. That's the problem. But in the contrast, in the where they call the Southeast, where the Zoo government call the Southeast, if anybody is seen with a tribal mark on your skin, on your body, they will call it Odeshi and they will kill you. I repeat, if any Biafran is seen with a tribal mark, a scar on your body, on your skin, if the military sees it, if the vigilante sees it, Ebuagu and the rest of them, if they see a scar on your body, they will say you have gone to do jazz, black magic, juju, and they will kill you on the spot. If they see a bullet around you, I'm not saying a gun. If they see a bullet loitering around where you are, they will kill you. Are a dead man. So compare and contrast. That's all I'm saying. Different strokes for different folks. Again, in the so-called Southeast, if they come around to search for somebody, the DSS, the Nigerian army, which are the Fulani Cabal dressed in Nigerian military uniform, if they come in search of someone and they didn't find that person, but in that community they see people drinking beer, wine and spirit in a bar, They will get angry, they will shoot those guys down, and also they will burn down that bar or restaurant. Again, different strokes for different folks. In the so-called Southeast, the military, the police, the DSS, the men of Asade Dokubo, those they call special forces, those that wear a t-shirt and a beret with the logo of a skull with a dagger in the mouth. Once they point at you and they kill you for no reason, all they have to say is, that's an IPOB member. And nobody will ask about you. Not the media, not your so-called state governors, nobody. It becomes a closed case. But suddenly, people were seen with what? Weapons. 16 people were found with weapons, concealed in a Dangote truck. And they called them hunters, and somehow the whole country was shouting justice for the 16. The media, they went agog, shouting justice for 16. Justice for the 16. 16 found with weapons. So, but in Biafran man, in Biafran land, you are going for wedding, and they stop you. They buy everybody in the bus. Nobody talks about it. It's the Igbos. Let them die. These are the problems I have when I look at Nigeria. And those that say they can solve the problem, or those that want to make me go crazy. People like Rufai Oseni, when he comes out, he knows it triggers me. He'll come and say he loves Nigeria, he loves the police. God bless Nigeria, God bless the army. Nigeria go better. People like Rufai Oseni, they know the truth, but they pretend because they are in the media. And for them in the media now, this is their best time. They are in a boom. They are having a bull run since Buhari became the president. Since 2015 till date, they are having a bull run. If you're into stock, you know what I mean by a bull run. Because every day is a breaking news. So those they call the journalists in that zoo, they have, in fact, just sleep and wake up. There's a breaking news. So they are doing well. You know, the money is coming. They are enjoying their time. They talk about everything, but when it comes to Simon Ekpa, they won't discuss it. When it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, they won't discuss it. When it comes to the plight of the Biafrans, they won't discuss it. Let's get back to Abaribe. Listen.
Very willing to talk to the people you call bandits.
Okay.
I've always told you here that I don't believe that they are bandits. They are terrorists.
They are very willing to speak to those they call bandits. He has always told them here in the media, they are not bandits, but terrorists. Abaribe, yes, that's true. But what are you going to do about it? Nothing. And what will you do that we now, the youths, like I said, elders for wisdom, youths for war. You are an elderly man now. I don't expect you to be grabbing guns and be at the war front. You are in your 70s. So you are just talking about it. You ain't doing nothing about it. But we, the youths, that have decided to act on it, we have decided to act on it. What are you doing to us? What support are you giving to us? If not cheap blackmail and the rest. So how will the problem be solved? Because those you are dealing with, they have a divine mandate to dip the Quran in the Red Sea. You all know where the Red Sea is, right? It means they will go through Nigeria and some other countries to get to the Red Sea. But their short-term goal now is to dip the Quran in the River Niger. And they are coming. These are milestones for them. Today in Nigeria, during fasting, during the Ramadan, you must shut down your schools for 5 weeks. That's a sign of Islamification. The other day, I saw a video, a very touching video of a young boy riding his bicycle. And because he didn't give those guys his bike to ride, they were now forcing him into the mosque, telling him he's unclean, calling him a kufa or whatever they called him, and told him he must convert to Islam. Children speaking this way. That's a sign of Islamification. It has come. So we the youths, we have seen what is happening. We have seen what is to come. So when Nnamdi was saying they are coming, today they have come. What the hell are you doing about it? All you are doing is talking the good talk. You are preaching the good talk of something we already know about. That's the problem. Abaribe, that is the problem, because we have chosen to take our destiny into our hands. We are saying that not an inch of our land will be taken over. There will be no IDP camp in Biafran land. While we are fighting to do this, people like you are out there blackmailing us. You are out there blackmailing Simon Ekpa. You are calling him a terrorist. You are calling him a killer of his people. You are condemning him in the public. You condemn your own in the public. And you know the reason why we are here is to protect our land. That's our only job. If not, what is happening in Benue will happen in Biafra land. What is happening in Yoruba land now will happen in Yoruba land or in Biafra land. Our only job is to protect the land. That's all we are doing, Abaribe. And you being an elder, that should be skillful in your approach. When you are speaking, you should be speaking with wisdom. It means you have to be meticulous the way you speak. You speak with a coded message. You show me which of the governors from the north have condemned their own people. No, they call them their warriors, their freedom fighter. Shegumi called those guys you're calling terrorists. He called them their freedom fighters. They are warriors. He said, don't approach them. Leave them alone. If they kidnap you, just pay them the money. It's okay. Don't approach them. They see them as their warriors, the foot soldiers of Islam. That's what it means. But people like you might not understand, or you'll be scared to speak about it. They are the ones to take out the unclean, the infidels, they call us. They want to superimpose their God upon us, the God of the moon. They want to impose the God upon us. But all you are doing is talking the good talk in a solemn way. You are speaking in a solemn way. You are being humbled when you speak. That's the problem. Elders for wisdom, youth for war. Allow us to do our job. You will say no. When we are doing it, it is same you same guys, you same old men are the ones coming to attack us in the public. You same guys will be the one to write to Finland, to blackmail Simon Ekpa, to bribe somebody within his cabinet, to lie and put a false accusation on the head of Simon Ekpa. You blackmail your Messiah. Those coming to protect the land, you say no. Simon is the killer of his people. We put sit at home every day, every Monday for Nnamdi Kanu, and for the past 4 years it's been going on. People like you will come out and say, oh no, we have destroyed the economy of the so-called Southeast. You pretend as if you don't understand the reason behind sit at home. The core reason. The main reason why we are doing sit at home, because Nigerian government that you serve, Nigerian government, they went to Kenya to kidnap our leader Nnamdi Kanu and brought him back through an extraordinary rendition back to that so-called Nigeria. And you expect us, the youths, to just fold our hands and say nothing about it, or to bow down the same way you animals are bowing down to those idiots from the north. To you guys, you believe everything is politics. But to us, we call it spade a spade. We know why they are coming. We know they are coming for our land. We know they want to Islamize us. We can see what they are doing. And we are saying, no, not on our watch. Never again. Not on our watch. You guys, you dropped the ball since 1966. You all dropped the ball. But for we the Biafrans, we the youths, we the new breed, we are saying, not in our watch will these animals, these men dressed in rag, coming to Islamize us, to force us and impose their own religion upon us. We say, not in our watch. We're ready to fight and even die to restore Biafra. Not in our watch. So please allow us to be. Abaribe, allow us to be. Allow the youth to be. We have a job to do. The same way the headsmen, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, Lakorawa, they are coming. The other one, a brand new one again is now in town. A brand new terror group is now in town. The same way they are coming to do their job, allow us, the youths of Biafra, to also do our job. Elders for wisdom, youths for war. Don't be a stumbling block. Don't be, look, we have been respectful to you guys. We have been respectful. Allow us to be. Allow us to be. And people like you should be thankful that you have a leader or a man like Nnamdi Kanu, a perfect gentleman. A perfect gentleman who was fighting for this freedom in a very, pragmatic way. He was pushed to the wall. And as you know, when you back somebody to the wall, the person have to react. You should be glad that a man like Simon Ekpa is even doing his thing, but with caution. People like me, people like us, we show no mercy. I will show no mercy to anybody in that zoo called Nigeria. People like me, my heart, they my back. I have the heart of stone. I love none and respect none. So make them thank God. Make them begin thank God. Say Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, and now Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. They are the ones pioneering these affairs, piloting these affairs for Biafra. You see me, I might be laughing the way I'm laughing, but one day, now one day, you guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. So if you guys are wise, give them the chance. Give those youths the chance to implement Biafra in Biafra land. Don't be a stumbling block to them, because the ones that will come after them, the ones that will, if you slow them down, the ones that will come after Simon Ekpa, the ones that will come after Nnamdi Kanu, the ones that will come after Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, they may show no pity. Not even to our so-called politicians, because so far you guys, we've left you guys, or in fact, you guys, you are untouchable. We live in and say, okay, the problem is not the politicians from the so-called southeast. The problem is the Fulani Kakabara from the north. But the ones to come, there will be a clean sweep, starting from the home base. There may be a clean sweep. What they call the knocking of the door. Pok, 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 pok. I will not speak more than that. But if you guys are wise, stop blackmailing and sabotaging the youths that have been destined to implement Biafra. You old men, you have let us down. All you want to do is talk the good talk. And at the end of the month, you make your billions. Fine. Eat the money because you're after money. Fine. You guys think money is everything. That's the problem. To the black man, sometimes money. People are coming for your land, but you are thinking about the money you are making, the commissions you are getting at the end of the salary every month. The bonuses you are getting, that's what you are thinking. Oh, I need some bonus, some bonus. So I'm doing a project in my community, you know, some bonuses. You are fighting for bonuses. You've left the bigger picture. They are coming to Islamize you. You are saying no. You are fighting for your bonuses. And all you want to do is talk the good talk. All you want to do is talk the good talk. You are talking what we already know. Yes, we know they are not headsmen. Yes, we know they are not farmers. Yes, we know they are coming to kill. Yes, we know they are coming to take over the land. Yes, we know they are coming to Islamize us. Yes, we know they are terrorists. But the question is, what are you men doing about it? Nothing. That's the problem. And when we, the youths, want to act, you come around and sabotage us. Oh, Simon Ekpa, he is the killer of his people. Sit at home, people are dying, the economy is dying. Blame Simon Ekpa. Blame Simon Ekpa. It's okay. IPOB, we the governors, we prescribe IPOB. Bunch of animals. Lord have mercy. Hey, Lord have mercy. Continue, I beg.
How can you leave people who have been able to shoot down a military aircraft and you don't call them terrorists?
No, now they are born again now. They are friends now. You expect Nigeria to be just? You think Nigeria is a country? When we call that country a zoo, when we tell you it's a contraption, you don't understand it. Which other country go think or react that way? If not because they have something going on together. It's all under a plan. It's all under a plan. A grand design that when they master what they are doing, they will go from state to state. And nothing will happen. You saw what happened when USA left Afghanistan. Within minutes, you saw what happened there. The enemies came and took over. Within minutes of USA packing their troops and leaving Afghanistan. People were trying to climb moving plane. They were trying to hold a moving plane to run with a plane with the Americans, but they could not. So you guys keep on slowing us down, persecuting us, while these guys, they are mastering what they intend to do. They are dotting all their I's and crossing their T's, finalizing their game plan to come into your communities and take over. What they are doing in the Middle Belt is just a rehearsal. What you are saying in Jos is just a preamble. Them they rehearse. And very, very soon it will come. The only luck you old men have in Biafra land is that we, the youths, we are saying even if you guys support us or not, we shall still do what we are supposed to do. We shall still protect our land. Even if our so-called elders, they sabotage us or not. So go around crying, how come those blowing down aircraft, they don't call them terrorists? They want to sit down and discuss with them. They want to eat suya with them. Your so-called vice president was eating suya with terrorists. And today, he is the vice president of that so-called Nigeria. And you tell me that you guys, something there for on ahead. Today there is a Muslim ticket going on, waxing strong in that so-called Nigeria. A classic example of Islamification. Changing the norms, the culture, the way of life, the belief, the system into an Islamic way of seeing things. And over time, the people start to assimilate that culture. You are not yet a Muslim, but now you are accepting the culture. You they assimilate them. It means say, oh, Muslim ticket is not right though. Well, it don't happen. No wahala. Oh, they are doing their fasting. No, all schools must shut down in the north. Both the Christian schools and any other school will shut down for 5 weeks. Oh, okay. Well, it's unfair now. They have exams. well, it's okay. It has happened once. It will happen again and again and again and again. Once it happens once, that's all. Your so-called democracy, 1999, Obasanjo, they came to him, the governor then, that governor of Zamfara State came to him and said they wanted Sharia law. 1999. Obasanjo, that man, was laughing about it. He said, oh, well, I will give them Sharia law, but it will only last for 6 months. It will die away. It will die a natural death. Because in that zoo there is circular law as well. So if the Sharia law comes and make a law, all you have to do is appeal in a circular law, in the circular court and the rest of them. And the so-called circular law will be upheld. So I will give them Sharia. It will die a natural death. He was laughing like a clown. Live on TV on NTA. I was a child. I was watching. I said, Daddy, what is Sharia? Because it sounded like, Maria. Maria for Mary. So when I heard Sharia, I was asking my dad, Daddy, what's the meaning of Sharia? And he told me it's an Islamic way of doing things. And within 2 weeks, we saw a boy that they cut his hands off. In 1999, his hands were chopped off. Say he stole something in the market. They chopped his hands off and immediately they took bandage and they wrapped it up. I was in deep shock. Obasanjo did nothing about it. But when it came to Udi, you saw the way he sent his military to go and level the whole community. To the Yorubas, you allow the caliphate to always choose the worst amongst you because you believe in this, your partnership, this MOU, this understanding you have with the North. Go and ask the Hausa what they went through. Go and ask them how life is right now. But no, you say no, it's a partnership. We are enjoying. If they are president, we will be vice president. We're still enjoying. It's the Igbos. I swear the Igbos, they will hear it. I want Igbo. I'm a begging for one. I'm a share. Hey, God have mercy. No problem. If the Fulani are president, we can be vice president. And when it's our turn, we'll be president and we'll choose the Fulani as vice president. We are enjoying. It's a mutual understanding and MOU. Today, as we speak, in Kwara State, there is a new terror group. Today, as we speak, Kwara State, once the heartbeat of the Yorubas is gone. Today, as we speak, Kogi State, once the heartbeat of the Yorubas is gone. There was a man from there called Bukola Saraki, Senator Bukola Saraki. That's a Yoruba man name. Kogi State. But today, when you look at the way things are changing now, you know things are happening there. Today, as we speak in Yoruba land or your state, look at what is happening there. They are throwing bombs and dynamites to come and check the level of gold in Ibadan, the capital base of Oyo. Today, as we speak, in Ogun State, there is IDP camp. Today, as we speak, there is tension in Osun State. Today, as we speak, there is Sharia in Yoruba land. But you keep on saying, oh no, there's a partnership. You allow your so-called politicians to sign a partnership with those coming to Islamize you. Well, let the dead bury the dead. Let's continue.
Don't say, oh, these ones who are running around here are terrorists and you will never talk to them.
Okay.
Yet, you are talking to those who shot down an aircraft.
There you go.
And so that is where the problem is. You're very willing.
That is where the problem is. Those running around saying they want freedom, They are going around killing us, calling us a terrorist. The media, a Yoruba media that should be educated, they are going with the caliphate to call us terrorists. 80 million people, known as IPOB. They call us, they tag us terrorists. And the media, they are going with it. The media are going with it. But those who are shooting down aircraft, as you just said, they want to discuss with them. They want to partner with them. They want to call them in to, drop their arms and become born again, change, turn around, to become, to repent. Suddenly, they believe in repentance. They want to discuss with them. And after 2 weeks, they put them in the camp. Within 2 weeks, next thing they dress them up, Ashwabi. And before you know it, they integrate them in the army, in the police, in the navy, in the customs. And they send them down to Biafran land to come and kill us. Terrorists dressed in Nigerian military uniform. And when we say no, not in our watch, we the youths, we are saying not in our watch. People like Abaribe will now be the one to come around and castigate us. Can this man swear by God he didn't know those that kidnapped Nnamdi from Kenya? Can he swear with his life? No. They know what they are doing. To them, it's all about the business. It's politics. Politics has blessed them. They are millionaires. They are billionaires now. So they are okay with it. Why? Because their children are safe. They all have the foreign passports. They've gone to the Caribbean to have, those citizenship. That once the problem comes, they'll take them the next private jet and leave town. I rest my case. Very, very sad. All I want to say to the youths of Biafra, the people of Biafra, the youths, keep on doing what you are doing. We have redeclared our nation. Whether these politicians, they love it or not, that's their business. These are old men. Leave them alone. Let the dead bones be. They have failed in their role to give us the wisdom on how to run and execute what we are doing. So we shall do it by ourselves. And we are coming to implement Biafra in Biafra land. God willing, soon and very soon, our leader Nnamdi will be freed. And our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Obatobie Aguchin Timba, welcome, my good man. Our leader Simon Ekpa will be free from this nonsense, this cheap blackmail that he's going through in Finland. He'll be released very, very soon to join us and continue with the affairs of implementing Biafra.